Tampa, the K-pop world is again preparing for a big explosion of enthusiasm. Without further ado, an official word from the promoter team confirmed that BTS's Jin, a global icon dubbed Worldwide Handsome, will be attending a special event in Tampa. It's no ordinary arrival. It marks Jin's return to the international stage after completing his military service, and all eyes are now on one city, Tampa, Florida. The question is, are armies around the world really ready for this monumental moment? Since the first news leaked about Jin's solo activities after his military service, speculation has continued to roll in. Tampa, a city that was not previously synonymous with global K-pop, has changed dramatically. Electronic banners began to hang in strategic corners. Hotels in the downtown area reported a surge in room bookings, and local fan communities activated all their networks. This isn't just another fan event. It's a symbol of the one thing the world has been waiting for: the return of the genie in all its glory. Unlike previous cities like Los Angeles or New York, Tampa's selection seemed surprising yet strategic. Florida is known for its high cultural diversity, including a growing population of Asian fans. According to an internal source from one of the local partners, Tampa was chosen as a form of expansion of the scope of BTS's solo activities to the southeastern United States, which has been less touched. Jin isn't just returning to perform, she's coming to open up a new space for representation and more inclusive fan engagement. More interestingly, a source close to Big Hit's creative team mentioned that the concept of the show in Tampa will carry an intimate, high-impact approach. This means that even though it's not as big as a stadium concert, every moment is designed with precision to convey a profound message from Jin to the army. There will be no mere greeting, there will be no ordinary stage. This is a personal moment packed for the millions of pairs of eyes that have been waiting for a long time for the figure of Jin to return to stand with a microphone in his hand. The army's enthusiasm has risen sharply since the announcement was made. On social media, the phrase "Tampa is ready for the genie" became trending in less than 12 hours. Fan-based projects have sprung up from LED trucks, digital billboards, to donation collaborations to welcome Jin's arrival. Some fan-based communities have even confirmed their involvement in preparing for the silent event, where thousands of fans will attend simultaneously using light sticks and a special dress code without a single sound, except when the genie finally takes the stage. Yet, amid this feisty atmosphere, one question remains hanging. What exactly will the genie bring to Tampa? Is this the beginning of a phased solo tour? Will there be a special appearance? Or could this be part of BTS's full comeback preparations after all the members have completed their mandatory military service? Big Hit has not released full details of the event, but an internal spokesperson said Tampa would be the first of something extraordinary. That sentence alone is enough to trigger an in-depth analysis of Army Global, with thousands of theories and speculations now milling around in the community media. Some believe there will be a new song performance. Some suspect that Jin will perform The Astronaut live with an additional surprise. And others believe that this is a special meeting to declare a large collaborative project that has never been revealed. One thing is certain: this moment does not belong only to the genie. This is a moment that belongs to all the armies that have waited, supported, and survived. Those who sent letters while Jin was still in the military camp, those who kept re-watching his old videos, those who sang Epiphany in silence. Tampa will be the meeting point of many years of emotion and dedication. From an industry standpoint, Jin's move also carries a strong message that BTS's solo presence is not just a career advancement, but a reconstruction of the existence of K-pop culture on a global scale. A Jin doesn't come just as a singer. She comes as a representation of the integrity, resilience, and transformation of South Korean artists in the post-military era. For fans who have not yet planned a trip to Tampa, now is a very urgent time. Tickets, Both official and limited invitation are already in the fast-track registration phase and are expected to run out before the end of this week. Platforms such as Weverse, TikTok, and YouTube are also preparing to broadcast some parts of the event exclusively. So even if you can't make it to the venue in person, don't miss out on streaming and key moments from the Genie event in Tampa. And for those of you who have just joined this great wave, this is the best time to be a part of history. Subscribe now for exclusive updates, special clips, and surprise footage that won't be released anywhere else. Because the countdown has already begun. It's not just about the Genie returning to the stage, it's about the world returning to welcome a legend. Tampa is preparing. The world is waiting. And the Army? It's time you answered this question wholeheartedly. Are you ready to welcome Worldwide Handsome on the world stage once again? There is no more urgent time for the Army than now. All of BTS's post-enlistment Jin's movements are in the spotlight not only from Korean media, but also global entertainment networks. Tampa became the first city officially designated to welcome Jin, not in his usual touring capacity, but as part of a private and public milestone. Jin's official reintroduction to the world. The label given by the organizers is not without reason. Jin will appear not just as a returning member of BTS, but as a pop culture figure ready to open his own new era. Interestingly, although the details of the rundown are still kept secret, some sources say that there will be a special moment that can only happen once. Some suspect there will be video messages from other BTS members, given their close relationship and last moments together in the military. However, what is most discussed is the possibility of Jin performing something that has never been published before, whether in the form of songs, visual art, or personal messages to the Army. In recent days, streaming platforms such as Weverse and Big Hit's official YouTube have also started preparing mysterious slots for dates that coincide with the Tampa event. This raises suspicions that there will be live sessions or special impressions of the Genie that will be aired simultaneously globally. That way, this event will not only have an impact in Tampa, but will spread to every time zone where the Army is located. Industry-wise, a number of Asian and American music observers called this moment a test of Jin's solo branding power in the active post-BTS ecosystem. This is not about leaving BTS, but rather strengthening individual identities within the scope of the legendary group. Jin is known for his warm public persona, iconic visuals, and emotional depth in his works, and now, the Tampa stage will be a proving ground that the character remains intact, perhaps even much more mature after a 2-year hiatus. Of course, there was pressure accompanying Jin's every move. But from the side of the public narrative, many believe that no other artist has such a balance of humor, maturity, and stage charisma as Jin. Her charm is known across national and generational boundaries. In Tampa, we will not only witness the performance of an artist, we will witness the rebirth of an icon for Army. Involvement in the event is no longer about being a passive spectator. They are part of a global movement that supports Jin in an active way, organizing projects, spreading support campaigns, and coordinating accommodation logistics for fellow international fans. This community moves with a solidarity that is rarely seen in other entertainment industries. And Jin, who has always admitted that Army is half his breath, is expected to hit back with something unforgettable. Tampa is not just a geographical point. It is now a historical point. A place chosen not because of its luxury, but because of its meaning. And the countdown is now fast approaching, not just to the day of the event, but to a new chapter in the musical, emotional, and cultural journey that will be recorded in a global archive. So, for those of you who are reading this, whether as old Army, new fans, or even observers from a distance, there is one step that should not be missed. Subscribe now. Because only by following this channel will you get exclusive access to every second of Jin's journey in Tampa. First-hand footage, unexpected interactions, even real-time reactions from global fans. It's all here for you. This is not the time to hesitate. Jin is coming. The world will be watching. And you, as part of the army, have a role to play in this history. The countdown has begun. Ready or not, Worldwide Handsome is going to rock Tampa. And one last question still hangs in the air. Are you ready to welcome her with a full heart, open eyes, and boundless support? BTS's Jin will reportedly perform a big performance in Tampa as part of his global reintroduction after completing his military service. Digital banners are popping up. The global army community is moving in unison, and platforms such as TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube are filled with speculation about the concept of the event, special guests, and emotional messages that Jin will deliver. But behind the euphoria, one big question is worth asking. Is all this really real? Or is this just a media construct set up to create a wave of public attention? The fact that the event has not yet been officially announced on HYB or Big Hit Music's official website should raise alarm bells. Although some fanbase sources claim to have internal information, the public has not been presented with authentic evidence in the form of official releases, verified digital posters, or direct statements from Jin or his agency representatives. Are we witnessing the truth? Or is it simply carried away in the flow of narratives formed by mere hopes and expectations? It's important to highlight that most of the information circulating, including mysterious rundowns, secret song appearances, and possible video messages from other BTS members, comes from secondary sources such as TikTok video footage, fan comments on Twitter, and fan theories on YouTube. Social media is a space open to interpretation, assumption, and in many cases, also engineering. So it is natural for the public to ask, are these articles and narratives a form of objective journalistic coverage or part of a fan-driven marketing strategy that subtly drives mass opinion? Jin is known as a wise person and full of control in expressing himself in public. During this time, he never rolled empty promises or gave ambiguous hints about his activities. But now, a critical question arises. If it is true that there will be a genie appearance in Tampa, why has he not confirmed it himself? Was this a deliberate silent strategy as part of a big surprise, or precisely because there was never a really planned event? As media consumers, it is important that we do not dissolve in one-way informational euphoria. We must actively question who disseminated this information in the first place. What is the motive behind spreading the narrative? Is there any visual, administrative, or documentary evidence that can be independently verified? Is the mainstream media covering it? Or is this information just coming from the fanbase? In a highly competitive world of entertainment, it is not new for marketing strategies to use hype-building techniques through information leaks, deliberately formed rumors, or indirect statements. Some people may benefit in terms of traffic, content monetization, and global exposure when a viral issue is widely consumed. So, is this narrative about Jin's global comeback in Tampa a form of artist actualization, or is it the instrument of an increasingly savvy digital content industry capitalizing on mass enthusiasm? We are not saying that this information is completely wrong. However, we are also not in a position to ensure its accuracy absolutely. Then, here is your role as a savvy army reader, viewer, and follower. Have you filtered information with logic, not just feelings? Are you able to distinguish between hope and reality? Are you critical enough to question the source of the information before redistributing it? We recognize that many of you may be emotionally moved by Jin's shadow standing back on the international stage. We also recognize that the drive to believe is powerful when it comes to the artists we love. However, in the digital age, where truth and lies are often only separated by a click, it is important for all of us to reinforce a skeptical and reflective way of thinking that, of course, there is nothing wrong with hoping. There is nothing wrong in celebrating beautiful possibilities. But distinguishing between expectations and facts is an important task that cannot be ignored. Moreover, when the information affects the public perception at large and has the potential to create confusion if it is not proven to be true. Therefore, we affirm that all the data we share comes from open media sources including TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and fan communities. None of the information we display comes from official announcements that can be verified administratively by the relevant agency or promoter. That is, all this information is still tentative and needs to be further confirmed. We encourage you to continue to think critically. Be an active follower, not just reactive. Reflect any information with sharp questions. Don't immediately believe it just because the narrative is fun. Don't spread the word just because it sounds exciting. The digital world is very easy to outwit, and your only protector is the ability to think clearly. Do you really believe that the genie will be present in Tampa as all those social media accounts say? Or is this part of an engineering circuit created to herd public emotions? What's really going on behind the scenes? Who benefits the most from the dissemination of this information? These questions are not to undermine the spirit, but rather to maintain sanity in an era of information that is very fast and not always accurate. Thanks for reading and keep thinking critically. And if you want to keep abreast of this news, both from the side of facts and from growing speculation, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. We will continue to monitor, filter, and present information with a critical and professional journalism approach. Because in the midst of the information frenzy, what we need is not just news, but the truth.